easier. Okay, what we are cooking today is slow cooker curry. One of my favorite things. This is the easiest curry you will ever make. Now, if you don't want to make it in the slow cooker, you don't have a slow cooker, that's absolutely fine. You know, this can be done in a casserole dish, popped in your oven. It can be done on a large pan on top of the hob. So don't be shy to use it. It's exactly the same process. So, you know, if you don't want to do it in the slow cooker, then just whack it on over to the oven or the hob. Okay, so it's a really easy one with lots and lots of different swaps in this. And to be quite honest, this is why I like this curry, because you can make it to however you want. You could even make it vegetarian if you wanted to. So let me show you what I've got on my board. If you can't see for the comments, swipe them to the right. I've got some coriander. Now is the time to freeze coriander. These bags go off so quickly, okay? And if you're going to start using coriander in sort of curries in the oven and curries in a pan, then now is the time to freeze it, because it just works so much better that way and you don't waste it. I've just caught this one. It's about ready to go off. So I'm going to go through this, take out the good and freeze it. But again, it works really well frozen, just straight in at the end, to be quite honest. I've got some coriander, tin of tomatoes. I use frozen spinach this time of year. It just lasts longer. This is what it looks like, not usually clumped together like that, but it comes in these little sort of rounds. So we've got some frozen spinach, and I have 600 grams of chicken thigh this time. Now this is going to make 4 portions, so I will use 2, freeze 2, and I have removed the fat, any visible fat, so that's what I've done with that. And I have 1 white onion, which was sort of year big. I've softened it down. If you don't want to do that, then don't do it, just chop it and chuck it in. So very few ingredients, but this is where the difference comes. With this kit here, it actually says use potatoes. I never do. But if you wanted to make it a one pot, you could actually add potatoes. You could actually add some chickpeas, which I have done before. Chickpeas work really well in this recipe. You could actually add butternut squash again, which works really well in this recipe. Chickpeas add at the beginning. Butternut squash, if it's fresh, add at the beginning. And if it is frozen, add the last 10 or 15 minutes. Spinach, last 10 or 15 minutes because it's frozen. If it's fresh spinach, last 5 minutes. Okay, so that is basically it. It's going to be the easiest curry you ever make. And when people sort of ask me, you know, Jules, have you got a good curry recipe? Honestly, you cannot go past this. You know, this is 3.5 sins for the whole packet. It serves 4, so call it a sin a portion. Works out brilliantly in my book, that. So on my, oh god, let's get started cooking if I can find some space. Okay, so slow cooker. Onions, if you're not going to soften them down, then just chuck them in straight away. Don't be worrying about it. You know, all this does is add more flavour, and it's one of Graham's pet hates, basically, crunchy onions. But to be quite honest, sometimes you just don't have time, and that's where I just end up chucking it in. Tin tomatoes and the chicken. Let me just wash my hands. The coriander. If you only have a small amount of coriander, then just use the stalks in this, which I've used before. The stalks are where a lot of the flavour is anyway, so, you know, don't waste your stalks on coriander. If you're using it fresh and you don't want the stalks, cut them off and freeze them, because it's in recipes like this, it really works really well. And then the packet, if I can get into it. Shake it in. Do not add any more liquid. It does not need it. Give it a big mix around. It's already smelling gorgeous. I love this. I absolutely love this curry. I really do. I've got a couple of curries that I make that are super easy, and this is one of them. And that's it. This will go on low for about 6 or 7 hours. Job done. That's it. That's as easy as a curry can be. And as I say, anything that is frozen that you want to add, peppers, spinach, butternut squash, last 10 or 15 minutes. Chickpeas, quite hard, add them at the beginning. If you're going to use potatoes, again, quite hard, add them at the beginning, cut them small and uniform so that they cook in time. So that is the life today, and it is slow cooker chicken curry.